Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome back to my channel, guys. If you've never been here before, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I really, really appreciate it. I hope that you will like and subscribe before you leave. Become part of the Mama family. You know Mama's got your back, at least where makeup's concerned anyway. Today we're going to be doing a mostly full face of ShopmissA. I just filmed a ShopmissA haul. I'm kind of like testing out some new products they just dropped earlier this week. But today we're going to be doing like a full face. We're going to actually use the products that I hauled. So we're going to be using the new concealer and all kinds of good stuff. I'm really, really excited about it. But I don't have enough like matte pigments and stuff to do my eyes. So I would just went ahead and did my eyes really quickly before we started, so we can just focus on the face. If you're interested, you know, on what I have on my eyes, I will go ahead and let you know really quickly. But of course, everything I used and everything that's on my face right now will be listed in the description box below if you guys want to check that out. So for my eyes, I used this bad boy. So this is the Bubblegum palette from BH Cosmetics. Unfortunately, it's discontinued right now, but I have heard you can get it at TJ Maxx. So if you have a local TJ Maxx, lucky, lucky people, because I don't. If you have one, definitely go check it out. It'll be severely discounted and 100% worth the price. My camera balance is being super, super weird. I don't know if it's because I have a dark sweater on or not, but we're going to ignore that. We're just going to continue. So I have this on my face. I used this color for the dark line, and then I used this color for everything else. And then I dipped into my Wet n Wild palette. Wet n Wild is absolutely fantastic. Super, super affordable as well. This is the 10-pan palette. This is the Hallow Queen. So this was from the Fantasy Makers Halloween collection this year. And I just dipped into... if I can get it open, I just dipped into this shade right here and used this to kind of line my eye and do kind of like a shadow wing. I'm really, really into it. I think it's super, super pretty. And then I used this color for my brow bone and inner corner highlight. Absolutely stunning. And that's basically all I have on my eyes. I put a little bit of mascara on and some eyeliner, but for the most part, that's what we've got going on. For the absolutely stunning glitter that I have going on here, I used another ShopmissA product. So this is the Santee, this is the Santee Diamond Eyeliner. This is fantastic. It is so sparkly and so reflective and very, very glittery. It's fully opaque, like it's buildable. It doesn't feel like crunchy or like super tight on my eyes. It is really, really nice. I am fully, fully enjoying this. For $1, I could not have been happier with this purchase, even if I tried. So jumping right into the face, so I don't make like a 10-minute long intro, we're just gonna go into it. I have sad news. So the e.l.f. sponge that I have been using for over 6 months finally started getting to a point where it was disintegrating. I'll actually show you guys because I kept it to go through. I'm planning on filming an empties video here very, very shortly. But it actually finally started kind of crumbling at the bottom. And I was getting little pieces of sponge left on my face. So it was finally time to retire this. But I tell you what, this sponge lasted me over 6 months. And for the price of it and the quality of this sponge, they're my favorite. They're so squishy and they're so bouncy and I love it. I am so sad. I'm so sad that she has to be retired. But we are going to respect her and we're going to thank her for her service. And we're going to move on. So today I will be using this brand new Real Techniques sponge. I can already tell I'm not going to like it as much as I like my e.l.f. one. It's not as bouncy. It's harder and it like feels more like a sponge and less like a bouncy. I don't know. We're going to try it, but I can already tell I'm not going to like it as much as my e.l.f. one. So, poo. But we're just going to jump right into it. So, I have some ShopmissA foundations. I have 2 different shades. This is the AOA Studios Buildable Satin Foundation. I have 2 different shades. Neither one are going to be my perfect match, but we're just going to roll with it. I have shades 305 Pure Beige and 304 Sand. We're going to use both of these. what I have noticed is a lot of the ShopmissA products, they run very, very warm. So they all have like very, very yellow undertones to them. I noticed the same thing with the concealers, and I noticed the same thing with the foundations. They all run super, super yellow. So just keeping that in mind, I do have, I'm very red, but I do also have like a slightly yellow undertone. So I'm thinking it might work. But these are like drop foundations, so you have to make sure that you really, really shake them before you use them and really get that pigment mixed up in there. Do I look special shaking this foundation? I actually have a doctor's appointment today. So, and it is like super, super late. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm trying to film this video because I'm going to be gone all day tomorrow, and I'm not going to have time to do anything. So I'm trying to get this video done so I have something to upload tomorrow, because I'm not going to have time to sit here and do any kind of makeup tomorrow. And plus I have to kind of wait till I have to wake Mr. Hubby up to go to work. So this is giving me something to do whilst I wait for him. I'm going to go in with the shade, this sticker does not want to stay on, but this is the shade Pure Beige, I think. Yeah, Pure Beige. Let's go in with this one first. I think this is the darker of the two. I have actually used this foundation before, and I actually, see, this is what happens if you're not careful. It just kind of drops on you and ruins your clothing. But that's okay, because this is a comfy sweater, and I don't need it to be in pristine condition. But it's a very, very watery, loose, runny foundation. I have used it before, and I actually really enjoy the finish of this foundation. So I'm going to use a little bit of the Pure Beige and then a little bit of the Sand. Just kind of see how orange that is. I'm not going to use a ton of this. You see how orange that is? So this is super, super like peachy orange, and this is super, super yellow. I feel like the undertones are so like extreme. Whose skin color really looks like that? The good thing about these is that they're sheer enough to where if you can blend it out, it doesn't really show up that badly on your skin. But when I do get it blended out, you're going to see that I'm going to look a little bit like a Simpsons character. But the finish on this is actually really, really nice. It looks super, super skin-like. It's a really lightweight formula. It doesn't smell bad either. It doesn't really have like a chemical-y smell to it, like a lot of cheaper foundations do. It spreads really, really evenly. I can already tell I am not the world's biggest fan of this sponge. It's much harder than my e.l.f. one, though I know part of that is because I'm super biased. I am going to have to bring this down my neck so far. My neck is going to be so yellow and my chest is going to be bright red, but we're going to do it for the sake of the video. And what's so sad is that this foundation is actually really, really nice. If they could get the undertone correct, I mean, it wouldn't even have to be like spot on, but if they could make it just a little bit more realistic, like who in the world is this yellow? Like maybe if I was fake tan, it would look just a little bit better. So maybe this summer, it'll work a little bit better for me. I do plan on fake tanning a little bit this summer. I'm not usually the world's biggest fake tanner, just because I feel like it makes me look orange and yellow. But I got some stuff from Morphe a little while back. It was on sale, and they are these like these tanning drops that you mix in with your foundation, not foundation, but your moisturizer. And I'm hoping that they're gonna give me like a really nice realistic like gradual tan. Now, guys, I look super, super yellow. There is going to be no denying that. Like, I literally could probably pass for a Simpsons character. But if we just take a look at the actual finish of this foundation, Look how beautiful it looks on my skin. It looks totally lifelike. It doesn't look like I actually have anything besides the color. It doesn't look like I actually have anything on my skin at all. It is not drying. It's not super dewy, but it's not super matte. Like, it is absolutely perfect. Completely skin-like. It dries down completely and is self-setting. I love this foundation. If I could find like my actual true shade in this foundation, I would be one happy camper. And especially for $1 a bottle. So each bottle is $1, and you get, how much product do you get in here? You get a little over half an ounce, I think. It's scratched off. So 0.64 ounces. So a little bit over half an ounce of product. Standard sizing is usually 1 ounce of product, and that's for what, 10, 12 bucks, even for a cheap one at the drugstore. So this is a really, really great value. And the formula is actually really, really nice. It's just the color is so off. I feel like if I could invest in maybe a couple more bottles and see if I could mix up a cocktail to try to get like more of like a neutral shade. It wouldn't even have to be like I said, spot on, but if I could get it to be just a little bit more neutral, or maybe if you could get some of those LA Girl mixing pigments and just kind of a drop of this and a drop of that, just to kind of get it to be toned down just a little bit. I think it's really nice. The good thing about it also is that it doesn't really oxidize that very much. So it's just so nice. I really enjoy it. Now moving on to concealers. These are new. I have not used these yet, but I'm excited to try them. I have 3 different shades. I have the shade White, Porcelain, and Fair Ivory. Definitely not going to use the white one because it's super pale. Let's try Fair Ivory. I think will go probably best with the foundation, but I just feel like it's gonna be, I don't know, we're gonna try it, and then if I need it to lighten it up a little bit, I'll go in with Porcelain. I'm still sick. I don't know if it's allergies or if I'm like legitimately sick, but if I sniff, and I'm sorry if it bothers you, but I really just cannot help it. I can't breathe. So this is what it comes in. It comes in this little pot. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pat it on with my fingers and then blend it out with a brush. I'm going to use my fingers though, so that the warmth from my fingers can kind of warm up the product. Let's go in and see if we can find a concealer brush. e.l.f. makes one of my absolute favorites. They have this flawless concealer brush that I think is really nice. Perfect for exactly that, blending out concealer. Yeah, we're gonna use this one. So this is what it looks like. This is, yeah, just the flawless concealer brush. It's just kind of like a fluffy blending brush, but it's kind of perfect for blending out the concealer. So first off, I'm just gonna take my finger and kind of pat this on where I want some coverage. I will say that this concealer is like pretty high coverage. It is nicely pigmented. I also find it to be just a little bit drying. It's nowhere near as creamy and hydrating as I wish it were. But I'm gonna try and see if I can't kind of make it work, just because I really like the coverage of it, and I really like the price point. It's $1. It's $1. I'm not actually, this color is not bad with this foundation, and because this color is like so salmony, it's got like this really like very like peachy undertone. I feel like it's gonna color correct a little bit of my darkness, as well as, you know, covering it up. So it's kind of like a twofer. And I'm just going to take this brush and pat over the edges here. Bring it around my nose. It does blend super easily. Just kind of, I'm not like swirling my brush. I'm just tapping it over top of that concealer, and I think it blended in beautifully. It hid my dark circles. Like, wow. Like I said, the pigmentation on this is insane. I think it's super gorgeous. The thing I love about ShopmissA is I feel like they really try with their formulas. More often than not, I feel like they get it right. I will tell you that their lipsticks are fantastic. Their eyebrow products, I even have one of their eyebrow pencils that I used in my eyebrows today. It's this one. This is the the AOA Studios Sculpting Brow Pencil. First of all, the packaging is really, really nice, especially for a dollar pencil. On one side, you get a really, really nice spoolie. It's nice and stiff. It really gets in your hairs and really separates them. And then on the other side, you have this kind of like triangle shaped pencil, but I love the color. It's not too cool, but it's not too warm. It's like almost perfectly neutral. And it goes in the eyebrows really, really well. If I had anything to say about it, I would say that it's just maybe a bit waxy for my preferences. I would prefer if it was just a little bit creamier. But it is great for outlining and defining the brows, which is what I used it for today. And then I just took my NYX brow flick and kind of drew in my individual hairs. But that concealer really blended out beautifully. So pretty. Again, it's not like a super matte concealer. It's not a super hydrating one either, but it's not like setting super matte under my eyes, so it's not making them look over dry or overly textured. It's really, again, got that really beautiful like skin-like finish. I'm really kind of into that. It does look just the tiniest bit drying under my eyes, which I'm okay with, because I'll go in with a really nice dewy setting spray. I'm also going to use this to kind of brighten around the center of my face. Too close to the camera. It is nicely brightening, and it's blending in and working with the foundation really, really well. So I am going to be at the doctor's all day today. Let me know in the comments if you guys know what it's like. I live in literally the middle of nowhere, so when I have to go to the doctor, it's like an all-day affair. It's like we're taking a road trip, guys. I have to drive 3 hours one way to get to my doctor, which is so crazy. And we have to do that once a month. I mean, I guess we're lucky because we only have to go once a month. There are people out there who have to go to the doctor once a week. So I'm lucky in that regard. But I just hate it. I hate being trapped in the car for that long. And it's not even like we can like get out and stretch our legs, because I spend my life running late. So like when we get in the car, we have to go and we have to get there. I'm not griping, because at least I can go to the doctor. There are people that can't, but not my favorite thing. Not my favorite thing to do in the world. So that's what we'll be doing all day tomorrow. The good thing is, though, is because we don't have a Walmart anywhere near us either, and we have to pass right by a Walmart on our way to the doctor. So tomorrow I'll get to go to Walmart, so that makes me happy. I'll also probably stop by Burke's, so I'll probably have a new Burke's treasure hunt tomorrow, which makes me happy too. It kind of makes going to the doctor worth it, because I know I'll get to shop just a little bit. I'm also going to bring a little bit of this through here just to see how it works as like a sculpting concealer. I'm also going to go over all of this with my beauty blender, just to make sure everything is nice and blended in. But I just want to see what this concealer will work for and what it won't. I will say it's going on really, really easily. It is super pigmented. I'm not really swirling in here at all. I'm just kind of tapping my brush in, and I'm getting a really good amount of pigment. So that's making me really, really happy. And it is, like I said, nicely brightening. I'm going to go back in with my Real Techniques sponge and just kind of tap over everything and make sure we're really nice and blended. I also want to see if this is going to remove any of the product. And it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's really like staying on my face. I will say I am loving the way that my skin looks right now. I look very fresh. I look almost airbrushed and like flawless. This is really, really nice. Very, very pretty. I like it. So definitely the concealer and the foundation together, winning combo. Super, super pretty. Let's go ahead and try the liquid blush now. So I also picked up this Color Flush liquid blush from ShopmissA. This is the AOA Studios brand. This is in the shade Cherrywood. It is so, so pretty. And it's very, very pigmented, so I'm not going to use a lot of it. I think I'm just going to use a couple of dots on each side and then blend that out and see where we go from there. Let's use the bottom of my sponge. I like to keep it nice and high to help kind of lift my face. That blended out super, super easily. Just with the bottom of my sponge, and it's left me with like a really beautiful natural looking flush on my cheeks. That is so, so pretty. And I got that much pigment from literally just those two teeny tiny dots. So for $1, this blush is probably going to last you a really good long while. I am going to add just a little bit more just because I want to see if it's blendable and buildable. Kind of see really what we're working with here. But just blending that out, I think that is super, super pretty. I love this color. I also have like a big giant sweater on, so I'm a little hot at the moment and gonna be flushed anyway. I'm literally just dotting it on my face though. The amount of pigmentation in all of the products that I've tried so far is really a very pleasant surprise. I am so in love with this brand in general. I think, and not only that, but I think it's so much fun. I think it is so much fun to just like I call it treasure hunting. It's like bargain shopping, but like on steroids. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And not only that, but I think they take time and like consideration into how they pack things and ship things as well. I always get my orders really, really quickly. Nothing I've ever gotten has been like busted. I'll take that back. I ordered a like bronzing palette one time and it came completely trashed. And I contacted customer service and they offered me a refund. And they offered me like extra money, like on like credit on my account. So they were really, really accommodating as well. So that was really, really nice. I've never had really a bad experience with this brand. Knock on wood. I absolutely love them. I'm going to take whatever's left on my sponge and put a little bit on my chin and around my hairline, just where I would naturally flush, just to make everything look nice and natural. A little bit on the tip of my nose. I have got to say though, I love that blush. I think it is absolutely stunning. My skin looks so smooth and poreless. I'm even looking under my eyes and it hasn't really creased under my eyes. It's creasing just a little bit, but I haven't set it yet either. So we're gonna set real quick. So I'm gonna take my beauty blender and just kind of pat underneath my eyes to remove any excess product and make sure I take care of that creasing. And then we're going to go in with a powder. So for the powder today, we're going to use this AOA Studio Perfect Setting Powder. Now, I use this all the time. This is one of my absolute favorite setting powders. I have mine in the shade Brightening. So this is just the Brightening one. This is so pretty. You want to talk about like a smooth, poreless, absolutely perfect setting powder. It is so good. So this is what it looks like. It's got, well, it's all over my table now, but it's got a really pretty kind of like pinky, I don't know, pinky, salmony undertone to it, which is really, really nice for brightening the face. And first off, I'm just going to take my e.l.f. highlighting brush, right, this one. So this is just the, oh yeah, just the e.l.f. highlighting brush, just a fluffy highlight brush. And I'm going to dip very, very lightly into the powder and kind of swirl it in the cap to really get it in the brush. And then I'm going to pat this underneath my eyes on both sides. And then I'll take a bigger powder brush and do the rest of my face. I like to use this smaller brush for under my eyes though, because it doesn't hold quite as much powder as the bigger ones do. So I find that I get a much even, lighter application of powder under my eyes. Especially with this concealer, as I find it's just a little bit drying anyway. I definitely don't want to over powder. I just want to get enough powder under there that everything is nice and set and it's not going to crease on me. And we're there. And after I put that powder on, my under eyes look so much smoother and so airbrushed. I love this powder. It is so, so good. And again, for $1, guys, it's really, really hard to beat. I feel like they take so much care into the formulation of their products. It does nothing but good things. It gives me nothing but good vibes. I'm just going to take this big giant powder brush and I'm just going to start kind of tapping all over my face. Not that I really need to like overly set everything, so I'm just using a tiny bit of powder because again, this foundation is pretty much self-setting, as is the concealer. But I have very, very wrinkly under eyes, so I was pretty sure it was going to crease under there anyway. But I'm just going to lightly set my whole face. And the only reason I'm really setting my face, because otherwise I wouldn't have bothered, but the only reason I am setting my face is because I'm going to go in with a powder bronzer. So that's really all of the powder that I'm going to use. And my face, perfectly set. It feels really, really smooth. Everything is nice and soft and airbrushed looking. So, so pretty. I can still see my blush shining through. I am so in love with it. For bronzer today, we're going to use this one. This is the Malibu Glitz face powder. I believe this is in the shade Honey. It doesn't actually say on the packaging, but this is what it looks like. Super, super warm, kind of pressed powder. I'm going to use this on a small angled brush. Looks just like this. And I'm just going to gently pat into here and start tapping that around the perimeter of my face. And then I'll go back in and kind of blend it all together. But I really like to tap first just to make sure that I'm not putting too much product on. I do enjoy the tone of this powder. It's nicely pigmented. I do think it's just a little bit orange for what I would use on a daily basis. I really, really love my L'Oreal Bronze Please palette. It's my absolute favorite bronzer. So this one, absolute favorite. I love this one. And then when I want to use my bronzer as more of a contour, I use this one because I feel like this one is just a little bit more cool toned. So this one is the Lumi version and this one is the matte version. Both of these are absolutely fantastic. But this powder is not bad either. It's not emphasizing any texture on my face. It looks really nice and smooth. It's not patchy. It's blending really, really well. Again, the only really real qualm I have with it is that the color is not my absolute favorite, but it is bringing nice warmth back to my face. It's bringing a little bit of dimension back to the party, and that's really what bronzer is here for. So it's doing its job. Just bringing it all through my hairline. And then I'm also going to bring a little bit down each side of my nose. do a very, very lazy nose contour. Just like that. It's a nice soft powder with a nice amount of warmth to it. For $1, again, it's fantastic. Not gonna gripe too awful much about a powder that costs $1 and has this much pigment and is this pretty on the skin. Guys, there's bronzers out there that cost 5 times as much money and are patchy and skip on your skin and don't look half as nice as this does. So, I'm a happy camper. This could have been much worse. I'm also going to take a little bit right underneath my lower lip just to kind of give it a little bit more of like a full appearance. And that's it for the bronzer. We're going super natural with the face makeup today. We're going to really let the eyes do most of the talking, which I'm totally okay with. I love this eye look. I think it's so pretty. That eyeliner just has got me all in my feelings. It's so pretty. Unfortunately, I do not have a... What is the next step? I do not have a highlighter. I have a cream highlighter, but because I just powdered my face and didn't think about... Yes, I do. I do have a highlighter. I have a highlighting palette. So this is from the brand Amuse. This is, again, from ShopmissA, but you've got 4 different holographic highlighters in here. I love this highlighting palette. I'm not sure how well it's going to go with the natural beat that I'm trying to do with my skin, but I guess we might as well go into this really pretty blue one right here, just to kind of match our eyes. For that, I'm going to take a fairly small highlighting brush. I'm going to use my Moda highlighting brush. And let's dip into this really pretty blue one and see what it does. It is so pretty. Can y'all see that? It is really beautiful. It's definitely blue. I think it's so much fun. Not exactly what I would have used for this look, but a fun addition nonetheless. It does give a really pretty sheen to the skin. Let's go ahead and do the other side. And again, you get 4 different shades of highlighter in this palette for $1, which value, yes ma'am, we know her. It's really pretty. It blends out really nicely. Not like the most beaming highlight in the world, but you do get a nice kind of lay down of color, and the shift is there. I'm also going to put just a little bit on my chin. You can definitely see it on my chin. Let's do a little bit on the tip of my nose. Definitely see it on my nose. And I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to put a little bit right down the bridge of my nose. I like a little bit more of a precise application on the bridge of my nose. And you can definitely see it there. I think it's really pretty and so much fun. So you get 4 different shades. Packaging is super cheap, nothing special, but the actual highlighters inside are really nice. This is the Galaxy Lights highlighting palette by Amuse. So pretty. Guys, I think we're just about there. I'm gonna put a little bit more blush on. For that, let's go ahead and use this one. So this is the AOA Perfect Blush in the shade Darling. Again, it comes in this really cute, adorable little packaging. Just a teeny tiny little thing of blush. This is a very neutral, kind of mauve-y toned blush. So I'm not going to go super heavy with it. I'm just going to take a slightly dense, fluffy brush. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this back here, just to bring a little bit more color to my face. I don't necessarily need it, but I want to use as many of the ShopmissA products on my face in this video as I can. And I just wanted to show you that the powder blushes are so, so pretty. Super, super easy to use. Very, very blendable. Nicely pigmented. These are not like pow in your face pigmented, but they are beautifully buildable as well. And they give you just that really nice kind of natural flush of color. I think is so, so pretty. I love this color. Just like that. I am here for it. Fix my nose ring. I am here for it. It's beautiful. Let's move on to the lips. Now I have about 1,000,001 ShopmissA lipsticks. So they have quite a few different liquid lip formulas. They have the Wonder Lips. They have the metals and the mattes. I don't have too many of the matte liquid lipsticks, but I do have, if I can find it, some of the, I'm sorry, I know I'm out of frame. I know. I'm trying to hurry. My son was in here earlier trying to find me a lipstick, and he rearranged everything on me. I'm looking for one specific color called Shore, which is my absolute favorite. It goes with absolutely everything. And of course, it's the last color I'm going to pick up. If I can pick it up at all, because I don't know where it went. Oh no. Do I have it in my hand? No. I have Tiki and Reef. I know I have it. We're going to pick up our box of lipstick and we're going to find it. I actually have quite a few of the ShopmissA. Oh, here it is. No, that's not it. Is that it? No, that's not it either. Did I lose it? Is it gone? Did I move it? That's possible too. It got moved and now it's gone forever, and I love it so much and I'm so sad. So they have these really beautiful metallic lipsticks, as well as some really, really gorgeous matte ones. But my favorite formula is the one that I'm trying to use right now and that I can't find the shade that I'm looking for, which is kind of poopy. I can't find it, and I cannot continue to look for it. So we are going to scratch that, and we're just going to put on a Jeffree Star Lippy, because no, we'll use one of these, though it's not going to match. So this is my favorite formula. This is just the AOA Studios, I think it's the Perfect lipstick, or the creamy lipstick. I have two shades right here. This one is called Tiki, which is like a corally kind of red. And then I've got this one, which is more of like a bricky color, like a bricky orange color. Neither one of these is going to match my eye look. And I don't want to put them on my face because I know they're not going to match. Oh, is it in here? Is it in here? Is it in here? No, it's not. I'm going to whoop that boy. I'm going to whoop him hard, and I'm going to whoop him long. I'm really not, but I'm going to sit here and pretend like I am, because I'm irritated. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, we found it. We found it. We're good. So this is my absolute favorite. This is the shade Bliss, and it is a perfect nude. It is so, so pretty. It's really beautiful, kind of like mauve-y pinky nude. I think it's going to go perfectly with this eye look. I'm going to use a little bit of a lip liner just because I want to define my lips just a touch. For that, I'm going to use this. This is the L'Oreal Color Riche lip liner in the shade Nudes for Life. Super, super creamy. Super, super creamy formula, kind of glides on the lips effortlessly, and it goes with everything. And then for the lipstick, this is just the AOA cream lipstick. This is in the shade Bliss, but I also love the shade Shore. Incredibly creamy, incredibly comfortable on the lips. I love the color. It's really beautiful, light, but not too light, very like skin tone nude. It is perfect for my skin tone. I just love it, guys. It's $1. First of all, it's $1. It's $1. It's $1, and it is absolutely perfect. Packaging is okay. It's really kind of cheap. It feels really light. Sometimes the mechanism doesn't work as well as I wish it would, but the actual formula of the product and like the way that it feels on the lips is so nice. And it's like, it's one of those formulas that's kind of like velvety, so it smooths over your lips and kind of hides all of the lines and cracks and crevices in your lips and just looks absolutely stunning. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of a setting spray. I'm going to use this e.l.f. Hydrating Coconut Mist. Just to kind of melt all that powder into the skin. And this is the finished look. What do we think? I think it's absolutely stunning. I think my skin looks flawless, and I think all in all, for the entire like face look, we only spent maybe what, $10 on products, which is absolutely fantastic. Like really a full face for 10 bucks. Like you can't beat that. And it just goes to show you that price doesn't mean everything. You can definitely spend $20, $50, $100 on a palette and really, really love it. But you can also spend $1 on a blush or a concealer or a lipstick, and you can love it just as much. A higher price tag doesn't always mean higher quality. Guys, I love you so, so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that you will like and subscribe before you leave. I would really, really appreciate it. As always, I will leave everything that I used in today's video in the description box below, so make sure you check that out. And I will be posting after pics over on my Facebook page, Make It for the Everyday Mama. And I always think that you can kind of see the look better and see what's going on my face much better in a picture, because you can always kind of zoom in and see what's really like what I really look like. So I always encourage you guys to head on over there and check them out as well. Maybe leave me a thumbs up over there too. I love you so, so much. Guys, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and remember, you're important. Bye.